Frank, great to talk to you.
Thanks, brother.
You know, I've been a big fan of yours for a long time, and you have been giving some great supporting role performances in the last few years in movies like Warrior and The Gray and Zero Dark 30 and even Captain America, Winter Soldier. This one, you get to be the lead action guy. I mean, how did it feel to kind of step into that role?
You know, it's been something, you know, it's like sitting on the bench knowing that you can play and you're just hoping somebody picks you, gives you the ball, and gives you a shot. And yeah, I mean, to me, that's what this was. It was, you know, and this is, I used to always say, my wife says to me, why are you always at the gym? Why are you stay? I'm like, it's going to pay off. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And it came in handy. Like, you know, this came, actually, DeMonico had seen The Gray, and that was the movie that kind of, he said, I want you for this. And so now it's starting to pay off. Like, my friends who all play the violin and the cello, I'm like, I should have been, why was I in the gym? I should have learned the cello. And now, see, it wouldn't have helped me if I knew the cello.
Right.
And so it's listen, I'm grateful that even at this stage of my life, you know, one of my best pals is Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And he says, just keep your knees healthy, pal.
Do you hope to continue doing this and instead of doing villains or supporting roles and really continue to be the action guy?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that seems to be what's kind of showing itself at the moment. Who knows? You know, knock wood. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm a physical person. I love to box and I love jiu-jitsu and all those things long before I was an actor. And now it just seems like Liam Neeson, who at 58 did Taken and became a real movie star. I mean, before that he was an actor's actor, you know, Schindler's List.
Yeah.
But people know Liam Neeson from Taken. And I think there's a kind of a little bit of a void for, you know, men who you know, can act and do the action.
Yeah,
as opposed
you're totally right. And to just be
an action guy.
Big dude.
Yeah, big dude. Yeah. And I'm not a big dude. You know, I'm a little guy. I mean, I'm not a big guy. So yeah, I think people can relate to it a little easier.
The film, to me, kind of played out like a modern-day Western.
Bam.
With your character being like the gunslinger, the man with no name. Is that the way you guys saw it?
That's exactly it. That's it. You're referencing the conversation that James DeMonico and I had when we first met on the film. And we started talking film. I said, you know, it's got a bit of Snake Plissken, Escape from New York, and, you know, that was more stylized, and Outlaw Josie Wales. And I said, I'd like to kind of fashion him after Josie Wales. I cut some of the dialogue. We decided to cut more of what I say. And I decided never to say my name. Right. Because they had me introducing myself to these people, and DeMonico said, "You're right. Let's get the name out of there."
Didn't feel right.
Didn't feel right, and so it was. I considered it was. Even the coat, like we designed the coat to look a little bit like a duster, not quite as long, and so you're spot on with that. Yeah.
Last thing I want to ask you, I heard a rumor recently that you've been talking to Joe Carnahan about playing the Charlie Bronson role in his Death Wish remake. Is that?
That's
can you
my
talk
guy.
about that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I think the movie right now is tied up a bit at the studio level. But Carnahan and I have actively been talking about, you know, we'll see how it goes, actively been talking about, you know, playing the role. You know, movies like this only help me. Movies like Captain America, and they raise my profile and prove to people that, okay, you can depend on this guy, he works hard, and all that great stuff. So, you know, if people show up for this movie, it could, you know, we'll see what happens.
Frank, I couldn't be happier for you, man. You
Thanks,
deserve it.
brother.
You deserve all the success,
you're always
brother.
great. Thanks so much.
I appreciate it.